The moon hung high and heavy in the sky, a silent guardian over the village of Amanquo. It cast a silver glow upon the thatched roofs of our huts, making them seem like sleeping giants under a celestial blanket. The air was thick with the familiar scents of the night. Cool earth, dying embers from cooking fires, and the sweet perfume of night-blooming jasmine that grew near the elders' compound. Crickets sang their unending chorus, a sound so constant it was like silence itself. We believed we were safe, wrapped in the comforting embrace of our ancestral home. This was a peace we had known for generations, a rhythm of life as predictable as the rising and setting of the sun. The land was our mother, and she held us gently. Children slept soundly on their raffia mats, their bellies full of the evening's pounded yam and degusi soup. Their dreams were simple, filled with stories of mischievous tortoises and wise old spirits. Outside, the village square was empty, save for a few stray goats that wandered aimlessly, their soft bleating occasionally breaking the quiet. The elders had finished their nightly council, their voices, once full of wisdom and laughter, now silent. The palm wine gourds were empty. A gentle breeze whispered through the plantain leaves, a soft lullaby that promised a peaceful tomorrow. We had no reason to believe otherwise. We were a people of the earth, content in our ways, and the night was supposed to be a time of rest, not of reckoning. In my own hut, I lay listening to the steady breathing of my wife beside me. My thoughts drifted to the coming planting season. The rains were due soon, and the yams needed to be sown. I imagined the feel of the rich, dark soil in my hands, the promise of a bountiful harvest that would feed my family and our community. This connection to the land was all we had, a sacred inheritance passed down from our forefathers. It was a bond of sweat, toil, and unwavering faith. The night was a time for such quiet reflections, a moment to gather strength for the labor of the day to come. Little did I know that the very soil we cherished would soon be stained with something other than the sweat of honest work. The dogs, usually restless and quick to bark at any unfamiliar shadow, were strangely quiet. Perhaps they too were lulled into a false sense of security by the tranquil night, or perhaps a deeper, more primal instinct had silenced them, a fear that we humans were not yet privy to. The silence was profound, but it was a deceptive calm. It was the quiet of a hunter holding its breath just before it strikes. We, the unsuspecting prey, slept on, oblivious to the storm that was gathering just beyond the edge of our world. A storm of men whose hearts held no peace, and whose hands carried not tools of harvest, but instruments of destruction. The first sound was not a human one. It was a sharp crack, like a giant tree branch snapping in the heart of the forest. It was unnatural and violent. My eyes flew open in the darkness. My wife stirred beside me, her hand instantly finding mine. Another crack followed, louder this time, closer. It was the sound of a gun. The crickets fell silent. The entire world seemed to hold its breath. Then came a new sound, a sound that curdled the blood. A stampede of cattle, their hooves thundering against the earth, a chaotic drumbeat of